Hi, the topic of this video lesson is proportions. Let's consider two ratios. The ratio of 4 to 2 and, let's say, 10 to 5. It is easy to see that both these and these values are equal to 2, that is, they are equal to each other. So the equality of two ratios is called proportion. In general, it is represented as follows. A to B is equal to C to C. This is our proportion. Or the same proportion could be written in this form. A divided by B is equal to C divided by D. In this case, the numbers A and D are called the extreme members of the proportion. B and C are called middle members. So this is extreme ones. Here we have A and D. These are extreme. B and C. These are averages. Let's consider the basic property of proportion. Let's write out the proportion of two types. A to B is equal to C to D, or, which is the same, A divided by B is equal to C divided by D. The main property of the proportion is that the product of the extreme members is equal to the product of the middle ones. That is, from this proportion we can get that A times D, these are the extreme members, is equal to B times C, that is, the middle members. The product of the extreme members is equal to the product of the middle members. If we write a proportion as a fraction, then it can be understood as cross products are equal to each other. That is, A multiplied by D is equal to B multiplied by C. Let's consider an example. Let's take some proportion. For example, the one that we have initially considered. 4 divided by 2 is equal to 10 divided by 5. And let's check whether the main condition of the proportion is met. As we said, the product of the extreme members is equal to the product of the middle members. Or crosswise, 4 times 5 should be equal to 2 times 10. And indeed, we get 20 here and there. That is, the main property of the proportion has been fulfilled. Let's take a look at examples and check whether these proportions are correct. That is, check whether this ratio is equal to the ratio on the right. Let's start from the left. In order to find this ratio, we convert the given numbers into improper fractions. 4 and 1/2 is 9 second. 9 second divided by 3 and 1/4, that's 13 fourths. Now, we turn the second fraction to divide. There will be 9 second times 4 thirteenths. And we reduce. 4 and 2. It will be 2. And we get 18 thirteenths. We will not extract the whole part. We will leave it like this. Now let's check the second part of the proportion. 36 divided by 26, we can write it down as 36/26. Reduced by 2, there is 18 thirteenths left. So, both parts of the proportion are equal to 18 thirteenths. So this proportion is really correct. Let's check the second proportion. 15 divided by 1.8. Let's write it down here. We can solve it in different ways. Let's write 1.8 as a common fraction. It will be 15. 1.8, we can write it as 18 tenths. That is, it will be 15 divided by 18 tenths, that is, multiplied by 10 eighteenths. Now we need to reduce. We reduce 18 and 15 by 3. There will be 5, and there will be 3. We get 25 thirds in total. Now let's simplify the second part of the proportion. 2.7 divided by 0.900. We can write 2.7 as 27 tenths. If we divide by 9 hundredths, then we multiply by 100 ninths. And we reduce. 10 and 100 are reduced. There will be 10. 27 is reduced by 9. 3, so we have 30 in total. The left side is 25 thirds. The right side is 30. That is, this proportion is not correct. These ratios are not equal. And finally, let's take a look at two equations. We have a proportion and we need to find y. We know that the main property of proportion sounds like this. The product of the extreme members is equal to the product of the middle ones. We have the extreme members, y and 2 and 1/4. That is, y multiplied by 2 and 1/4 will be equal to 3 and 1/5 times 4 and 1/2. Let's convert everything to an improper fraction. Y multiplied by 2 and 1/4. 2 times 4 plus 1 is 9 fourths. Equal to, this will be 16 fifths. Multiply by 9 second. We need to find y from here. That is, we need to divide everything by 9/4 or multiply by 4/9. I'll write 4/9 here and remove it here. So we have y equal to this expression. It remains to simplify. 9 is reduced by 9. 4 is reduced by 2. We get 2. Nothing else can be reduced. It will be 16 times 2 divided by 5. That is 32/5. 32/5 could be written as 6 and 2/5. That is, y is equal to 6 and 2/5. Let's move on to the second proportion. Here we have the proportion set as a fraction. To find x, we know how to deal with the crosswise product. This multiplied by this. It is equal to 6 times 7x. Let's write it down like this. 6 times 7x is equal to 12.3 times 4.2. It remains to express x. Let's not multiply yet. It will be 12.3 times 4.2 and divided by 6 and 7. 6 times 7 is 42. That is, divided by 42. We can reduce 42 and 4.2 by 4.2. Then there will be 10. Because 42 divided by 4.2 is 10. Now we divide 12.3 by 10. It's easy. We just need to move the comma to the left. X is equal to 1.23. This video lesson is over.